been 1 year with you. 1 year. Well, it's really been like, I guess September, October, November. Regardless, for the sake of the video, 1 year with my 2024 Hyundai Elantra N. So let's go over my experience with 30,000 miles. Now, my story with this car is a little bit different. I've had the Veloster N, I've had the pre-faced Elantra N, now I have the facelift Elantra N, and I was the first for all three to have them. As a matter of fact, I pre-ordered this car a year in advance. Now you might say, you could pre-order them? You're lying. No, like I have a good relationship with the dealership, and I was literally to the salesman, I was like, listen, I screenshotted the post from Hyundai. They're coming out with this. I want it in cyber gray, no other color. Let me know. When you get the allocation, I want it. I want it, I want it, I want it. I've had racing red in the Veloster N, I've had performance blue in the Veloster N, I've had phantom black in the Elantra N, and now I have cyber gray in my second Elantra N. And by far, out of all the colors I've had, cyber gray is the best, in my opinion. Now, pre-ordering this car with my dealership, getting my allocation in advance, this car is supposed to get here, I believe, in December of 2024, but it was stuck at the port for months. Keep in mind, I believe it was September when I picked the car up, but it was supposed to be delivered in December. Just stuck there. You can imagine my anticipation and my patience dwindling and my anxiety rising because this car is just sitting there. I had so many plans for it. I mean, like I had this in mind before I even got the car. I had a screenshot of the Agile kit that was coming out for it. Like, I had the vision, and other enthusiasts around the world were getting this car before the States. And then California was getting them before the East Coast. So like, you know, I'm seeing people build the car before I'm gonna build it, and like, you know, and I don't wanna be seen as the copycat, but I also wanna grab the audience ahead of time before someone else can beat me to it. You get what I'm trying to say. But yes, 1 year with the car. Let's fast forward to the day I picked it up. Exciting day. Obviously there was a vlog on it, picking up my new Hyundai Elantra N. And yeah, car was familiar, obviously, but shortly after I had a problem, a big problem. You see, I thought it was cool, you know, just let my tank run to 0 and burn out that low pressure fuel pump in the tank. That's cool, very irresponsible of me. Nonetheless, I did it a couple times, and there was this one time where it actually bit me where, yeah, 5,000 miles into ownership of my Elantra N, and it's not starting, it's on a tow truck. Well, we are stuck again with the Elantra N, another day. This dealership and the service team did not do a service to me 6 weeks into having this car, and I'm pretty sure there's a fuel issue because I have a full tank of gas. It turned on and it's shutting right back off. I don't know. The dealership said that it turned on and they let it run. It worked fine for them, so there was no need for them to go and check it out and make sure, investigate further. So we'll see what this next dealership says because I'm not gonna take it back to them. Oh man, it's dark out. Quick little pit stop. He had to get gas because he was running low. This guy is sick. Like, he's got so full of like knowledge about cars. Towing for him is a passion. Shout out to him. Shout out to his business as well. Took it to a different dealership, and that same morning they found out what was wrong with it. It turns out that the electrical line for my spark plugs wasn't screwed in the whole way, which was a manufacturer issue, not a car issue. So now, over the year, we've done a lot of modifications. Let's go take a look. Carbon fiber louvered hood, carbon fiber louvered fenders. We have the full Agile kit, which is the front splitter, side skirts, rear diffuser, and wing. We have the BMW M style mirror caps, custom steering wheel, custom forged carbon magnetic shift pads. We have a custom billet works shift knob for the Elantra N, even says turbo trouble. 15mm spacers front and back. Then we changed the tires to something a little bit more aggressive. We have these Yokohama Advan Niova 8009s, 200 tread wear, so these stick a lot better. And they just look way more aggressive. As for what's under the hood, we have the 6-element intake paired with the blow-off valve and 6-element turbo inlet. We have the X-Force 4-inch Sport Cat downpipe. We have the 6-element oil catch can. We have the 6-element upgraded intercooler. We have the 6-element lower engine motor mount. We have the 6-element titanium mid-pipe. We have the 6-element titanium valved exhaust system. And we have NGK Heat Range 9 spark plugs. I have a YouTube video going in depth on all of my modifications and the reason why I install them. That way you can prep for power and reliability. So, you know, after you're done watching this video, watch the other video. The modifications I've done over the year, there's one modification that gave me the most trouble prior to having a Cherry custom tune. Now in this video, we're still running the base map, low boost base map on the Cherry custom tune. So like nothing special really. I mean, like it's special, don't get me wrong, but like it's not. The X-Force 4-inch Sport Cat downpipe. I can't wait to go catless so I can just stop saying all of that. It's such a mouthful. Yes, this downpipe was not only a pain to install, even though I didn't install it, but the performance that came after. They do highly recommend that you go and get a tune for your Elantra N once you install the downpipe. Now you'll hear mixed reviews from other influencers. Let me tell you right now, get a tune. If you're just like factory everything, you just put a downpipe on, you might be okay. But you're messing with the air ratios that's on the factory ECUs. It's because of the back end pressure. Essentially, you're blowing through a straw. Okay, now you're blowing to a straw with a bigger circumference. More air going through allows the turbo to spool faster, creating more boost, which is confusing the ECU, which is trying to restrict and keep the same amount of boost. And now you're messing with air ratios. If you're putting a downpipe on your car in general, you're probably preparing for some sort of tune anyway. So it's kind of a serious modification, especially when you're going from 2 inches to 4 inches. So highly recommend getting a tune when you put your downpipe on. But yes, out of all the modifications, that's the only one that actually gave me trouble. Guess you could call it turbo trouble. It gave me turbo trouble. Get it? Because you said the turbo boost is faster. But outside of that, I have absolutely no complaints about this car. If we go to the interior, 30,000 miles later, 1 year, we have what? Just basic wrinkles here, but everything else has held up perfectly fine in this car. I've taken this car on trips. I've taken my last Elantra N, my Phantom Black Elantra N, the pre-facelift, I've taken that one across the country 2 times. So this car has plenty of space and comfortability. When it comes to modifying this car, it's a great beginner car just for the fact that like everything on this car is super simple to reach. It's not hard, it's not German in a sense that everything's a little bit more intricate. You can be entry level like me. I don't know the difference between a screw, nut, and a bolt. So being able to just do literally like the majority of these modifications, even with the modification I didn't necessarily do like the downpipe or the wing, I've had some help with it. I was still able to assist in placement and instruction because I know this car so well. So if you're a beginner looking to get into a car that has everything you need from the factory, this is the car. If you're looking for a car and you're a beginner who wants to learn about modifying a car but doesn't want it to be too challenging, this is your car. Now, if we were to go over what's the hardest modification I've installed on this car versus the easiest, sure, let's get right into that. Easiest installation was the intake. Now I could say something super meaningless like the front lip, because all you gotta do is slap it on and drill it in, like no. Or you can say like the mirror caps, because the mirror caps, like, oh no, I'm trying to be authentic. And honestly, when you put an intake on your car, you really feel accomplished, like you did something. So that's really cool. The hardest modification that I've done, nothing's really like hard, if that makes any sense. Like I would say the magnetic paddle shifters, because it's just a small crammed area. But oh, the intercooler, no, the intercooler for sure. Yeah, the intercooler was pretty difficult because I got to undo the front bumper, and it's just like getting into those tight spaces was just a pain in the butt. Not to mention like the screws that you have to undo for the clamps on the pipes for the intercooler. Hyundai puts like a little like rubber metal cap over top of them, which you have to pop off with a flat head or something, and it's just entirely too difficult. So yeah, it was definitely the intercooler. Everything else, pretty straightforward, like can't complain. Hyundai made a fun car. It's comfortable, it has enough power to get me through the city and have fun without getting myself in trouble. And the exhaust, like, you know what I mean. And for my platform, my audience, it did nothing but grow my channels exponentially, not dropping under 1 million views per month, just on Instagram alone. I'm super grateful for this car. This car means a lot to me, which is kind of tough because I try not to attach myself to material things, but like this car has a special place. Like, come on now. It's a part of the business arc. I mean, everyone started with a car, right? Every YouTube creator started with one car, and it was something that they modified. It's something that they started off with. And like I said, this car is really unlocking a lot of those side quests and those dreams for me. Just 1 year into ownership. So like we still have many more years with this car, and hopefully, fingers crossed, well, We'll just leave that into 2026. We'll leave that in 2026, but. We're driving to end this video. Oh my gosh. Let's turn traction off first. Because last time I did a pull with traction on, I set the car into limp mode. This car is tuned exactly to what I want it to sound like. The pops. No one else has this type of tune for the Elantra N. I'm telling you that like right now. Like, no one. And this is still the base map. Underpass. Ready? And oh my gosh, that's crazy. All right, so we're gonna grab some revving clips outside for you guys, and then yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.